Are you a dangerous man? And I don't mean what you think I mean. I'm not talking about violence or aggression or anything loud. I'm talking about the kind of dangerous that makes people respect you without you saying a word. The kind that makes younger men want to learn from you and insecure people avoid you entirely. The kind of dangerous that's quiet, sharp, and absolutely undeniable. Now, I know a man like this. He belongs to my husband's club. We see him at church every Sunday, and I've been watching him for years. Here's what I've noticed. When he walks into a room, conversations pause for just a second. Not because he demands it, because his presence commands it. At the club, members seek him out specifically. They ask him to weigh in on decisions. They pull him aside for advice. At church, he's been asked to lead initiatives no one else could handle, not because he campaigned for the role, but because people trust him implicitly. And when he speaks in a group setting, the room goes quiet, not out of fear, out of respect, because everyone knows if he's choosing to say something, it's worth hearing. I started asking myself, what is it about this man? He's in his late 60s. He's not the loudest, he's not flashy, he's not trying to prove anything, but there's something about him that's magnetic. And the more I paid attention, the more I realized he's dangerous, not in a threatening way, in a powerful way. So let me break down exactly what makes a man dangerous in his 60s. Because if you recognize yourself in this, I want you to own it. And if you don't see yourself here yet, I want you to know what you're building toward. First, he's battle tested. You see, this man has been through failure, real failure, loss, betrayal, disappointment, things that would have broken weaker men. But he didn't just survive it, he integrated it. He learned from it. He became wiser, calmer, more deliberate because of it. And that gives him a kind of confidence that no younger man can fake. Because it's not bravado, it's not posturing. It's the quiet certainty that comes from knowing you've already walked through fire and came out the other side still standing. When you faced real hardship and didn't crumble, you stop flinching at small things. You stop being rattled by opinions, setbacks, or drama. And people feel that. They sense the difference between a man who's pretending to be tough and a man who's been proven. Now, here's what makes this even more powerful. He doesn't bluff. Every word he speaks carries weight. Every move he makes is deliberate. He doesn't make empty threats. He doesn't waste energy on things that don't matter. And that restraint, that economy of action, it commands instant respect. Because people know when he speaks, it's because he has something worth saying. When he acts, it's because it matters. You see, most men talk too much. They explain themselves. They justify. They try to convince everyone around them that they're capable. But the dangerous man, he just is. And the results speak for themselves. There's no need to announce it. His presence does the talking. Okay, so here's the next piece. And this one's critical. He's independent. Financially, mentally, emotionally. He doesn't need permission from anyone to live his life. He doesn't need applause to feel validated. He doesn't need handouts or approval to feel secure. And that independence, it's magnetic and intimidating at the same time. Because most people are dependent on something: approval, comfort, routine, other people's opinions. But this man, he's free. And freedom in a man over 60 is rare, incredibly rare. And that rarity is what makes him stand out. Now, think about this for a second. Are you that man? Are you truly independent? Or are you still looking for validation from people who don't matter? Which of these traits do you already have? Drop a comment and let me know. Because I want to hear from the dangerous men watching this, and I want to hear from the men who are working to become this. Now, here's where it gets even more impressive. He's disciplined, still training his body, still reading, still sharpening his mind. And look, most men his age have let themselves rot. They've surrendered to comfort, to mediocrity, to the couch and the remote and the slow fade into irrelevance. But not this man. He refuses. And that refusal, that commitment to staying sharp, makes him stand out instantly. Because when everyone around you is declining and you're still building, you become undeniable. Discipline at 60 isn't about vanity, it's about self respect. It's about honoring the man you've become and refusing to let age be an excuse for weakness. And when you respect yourself enough to stay sharp, other people have no choice but to respect you too. You see, the dangerous man has also mastered silence. He listens, he observes, and he only speaks when it shifts the room because he knows that words have power, but only when they're used sparingly. Most men talk to fill space, to prove they're smart, to dominate the conversation. But the dangerous man, he waits, he watches, and when he finally speaks, everyone stops to listen because they know it matters. Dangerous men understand timing. They know when to speak and when to stay quiet. And that restraint, that self control, it unnerves people who can't do the same. Because silence is a weapon when wielded correctly. And this man has mastered it. Now, look, if you're watching this and realizing you want to be this kind of man, or you're already on that path, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we talk about this every single week. How to stay sharp, grounded, and dangerous in the best possible way after 60. This is what we do here. No fluff, just real practical truth for men who refuse to fade. Okay, so let's keep going because we're just getting started. The dangerous man is purpose driven. He's got a mission. It doesn't matter if it's building something, mentoring younger men, writing, creating, or conquering something new. What matters is that he has a direction, a reason to get up every morning that goes beyond just existing. And a man with a mission radiates threat, not because he's hostile, but because he's not aimless. He's not drifting. He's not killing time. He's moving towards something. And that kind of focus is intimidating to people who have no direction in their own lives. Purpose separates the men who thrive from the men who fade. Because when you have something you're building toward, you don't have time for pettiness. You don't have energy for drama or gossip or other people's nonsense. You're too busy creating to get distracted. And that makes you dangerous because you can't be derailed. You can't be manipulated. You're locked in on what matters. Now, here's the final piece. And honestly, this might be the most powerful one. He's emotionally unshakable. People can't manipulate him. He doesn't bite on provocation. He doesn't get inflated by praise or deflated by criticism. He's detached in the healthiest possible way. And that level of emotional control unnerves the insecure because most people are constantly reacting to criticism, to compliments, to other people's moods, to whatever's happening around them. But the dangerous man, he's steady, unmoved, present. And that steadiness is what makes him magnetic. Because in a world full of reactive, emotional, unstable people, a man who's calm under pressure becomes a pillar, someone others naturally gravitate toward, someone they trust, someone they respect, someone they want to be around when things get hard. So let me ask you again, do you see yourself in this description? Are you this man? Or are you working to become him? Drop a comment and be honest, because I know some of you are already there. You're the dangerous men your communities rely on. And I know some of you are on the path, You're building toward this. Either way, this is the standard. This is what separates the men who command respect from the men who fade into the background. Now, if you're serious about maintaining this edge or building it if you don't have it yet, we share practical tips inside our weekly newsletter to help you stay sharp, dangerous, and fully engaged after 60. It's built for men who refuse to check out, men who want to stay at the top of their game mentally, physically, and emotionally. The link's in the description and pinned in the comments. It's free and it's designed specifically for men who are serious about staying dangerous in the best possible way. Okay, so here's what I need you to understand. This man isn't dangerous because he's violent or loud or aggressive. He's dangerous because he's awake. And in a world full of passive, distracted, checked out men, that's rare as hell. Most men at 60 have mentally retired. They're coasting, waiting for the end, just filling time until it's over. But the dangerous man, he's still engaged, still building, still sharp, still present. And that presence, that refusal to fade, is what makes him undeniable. It's what makes younger men respect him. It's what makes other men want to be like him. It's what makes him magnetic. The man I told you about at the beginning, the one from my husband's club, he embodies all of this. And I've watched what it does for him. He doesn't chase respect, it comes to him. He doesn't demand attention. People give it to him freely because he's earned it through decades of discipline, purpose, and emotional mastery. So here's the final question. Are you going to be that man? Are you going to stay sharp, disciplined, purpose driven, and emotionally unshakable? Or are you going to blend into the background with everyone else who gave up? Because the choice is yours. And the world needs more dangerous men. Men who are awake. Men who lead by example. Men who refuse to surrender to age, comfort, or mediocrity. Be that man. Own it. And never apologize for being dangerous. I'm Avery Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.